In my opinion, football is the best sport in the United States. Some could disagree, but that's how I feel. And that's how I'm sure a lot of people in the city of Detroit would feel. Although all of our successes have come from our other three pro sports teams, as the Tigers most recently won theirs in 1984, the World Series. The Pistons most recently won their championship in 2004 in the NBA Finals. And the Detroit Red Wings most recently won theirs in 2008, the Stanley Cup Championship. Now, the Detroit Lions are the only team on that list who have not won a championship. And it's pretty unfortunate. I mean, they have won pro championships way before that, but we're in a new age now where the Super Bowl is that championship, and they have not made any appearances in the game whatsoever. So, today we discuss, when will the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl? Alright now, okay, let's start out with the bad news, keep it on a low post. But anyways, first off, what I want to introduce you guys is my name is Jaboogie. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, like this video. Let's try to get 250 likes, and comment when you think the Detroit Lions will win the Super Bowl. Let's start this off on a lower note. The final 4 weeks of this season were just atrocious, you know. New York, Dallas, and Green Bay, and then we also have the playoff game versus Seattle, all atrocious. There's nothing to blame except for the fact that we just didn't play football. You know what I'm saying? We came out the second half and we weren't there. We showed up in the first half, I'd say pretty much all of those games. But coming out, we just, coming out of the tunnel in the second half, it was like we were just a whole nother team. Like we were drained of our confidence or something like that. So, I don't know. It's nothing to blame but that. There's a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of Detroit Lions fans, just Detroit sports fans overall want to blame it on. But you know, it's time to move past that. We got to play football. We got to just be the better team, not let the game come down to those things. You know what I'm saying? That leads to this question: when will we win the Super Bowl? So, you know, obviously, hopefully we can win that soon. And, you know, another big question, and especially now, it's a really big question, is Matthew Stafford our future? You know, in my opinion, he really is. You know, obviously, he showed who he really was this season without Megatron. And, you know, Megatron is obviously one of the greatest receivers that ever played the game, but he was holding Matthew Stafford down. You know, when you're that good, you demand the ball. So he wasn't really giving many opportunities to other players, you know. And now Matthew Stafford was allowed to spread his wings this year. And, you know, if he can come back, stay healthy the whole season next year, I can't wait to see what he does. I'm not necessarily saying we're going to win it next year, because we're still, I think we're in the higher process of rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? We're almost there. So, yes, he's a feature of this team. And when we win the Super Bowl, he will be that leader. And he will be Super Bowl MVP, I guarantee you. Let's start off with our defense. We have solid players. I can go around and name a few for you right now. Let's start out with the line. Ziggy Ansah, Devin Taylor, Haloti Ngata, and somebody who I feel will come up is A'Shawn Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the cornerbacks. We got Darius Slay. You know, Johnson Bada mostly had his moments. He also had some poor times last year. Nevin Lawson, he's alright. I could see him developing, but it might take 2 or 3 seasons if Detroit Lions have the patience with that. But we'll get to that in a minute. And then our linebackers, we've got DeAndre Levy, Tyler Whitehead, I like them both, and Josh Bynes. Josh Bynes is alright, so I'm going to pretend like I didn't say his name. And then last but not least, our safeties, Glover Quinn, without a doubt one of the best safeties in the game right now, and Tavon Wilson, who is a big impact to this team or just coming in this season, you know. Big pickup alert, you know, he was a steal. But anyways, you know, despite having all those big names, we're not really showing up on defense. So what that means is we got to come together. We got to have this defense form a bond like when we had Ndamukong Suh. If you saw that team, that defense was good because they bonded. They were those Detroit bad boys, all right, of the Lions football. You know what I'm saying? We never really had that before, but that defense was shining. That was our team there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's got to come down to. We got to get that bond again, and I believe all those players could shine like Ndamukong Suh did when he was here. Do I believe Ndamukong should have stayed? Yeah, should have. He should have. You know what I'm saying? He did finally lead his team to a playoff berth, but it is what it is. It didn't really work out for them, but it didn't work out for us either. Anyways, that comes to the draft. Who I think our priorities are: quarterback, a linebacker, and maybe a defensive tackle to give Ashawn some competition there. I do believe our defensive tackle position is pretty good, but get another run stopper like Ashawn Robinson, have him up there on those second downs or first downs or something, and that would be pretty good. Cornerback and linebacker, you know what I'm saying? Get that third spot filled up for the linebackers and get Darius Slay some help on that 2 spot. Neville Lawson, I feel, would be a good slot, so you know what I'm saying. I'd be fine with that. Some good prospects we have. First college I'm going to mention is Michigan. We have Jabril Peppers for linebacker. I believe he'd be a great option, even though he's probably not going to be available at the 21st spot of the draft. It's a possibility we trade up to get him. You never know. But if he was available, I believe Detroit should pick him. He's a great option. Another option Detroit should pick if he is available is Jordan Lewis. You know what I'm saying? He's the outstanding cornerback. He showed he was great last year at Michigan. And I believe he can fill up that 2 spot pretty well with Darius Slay, and that would be a hell of a secondary. And next one, we got Adoree Jackson from USC. You know, he was pretty shut down, you know what I'm saying, and I like his play style. He would be a great second cornerback for the team, and same with Marlon Humphreys from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You know, he can get the job done for second spot, guarding that 2 receiver. Offense, the O-line, the tight end, and the running back. That's what they need to focus on in this draft. Maybe some receivers, I could see that being maybe some young receivers, now that I think about it. But let's focus on those 3. You got from LSU, possibly Darius Guys at running back, you know what I'm saying? He was kind of overshadowed by Leonard Fournette, but they're both really good running backs, so both would work. Tight end, well, another from LSU is the guard, Ethan Pochich. I believe that's how you say it. You know, he did pretty good doing his part on that O-line. If the Detroit Lions want to finish their guards, you know, go ahead. Glasgow and Decker were a success in my opinion, so you know, keep on building if that's what we got to do. Then we got Taylor Moton, a guard from Western Michigan. You know, pretty solid, good pass block. I think he can get the job done as well. Billy Price or Pat Elflein from Ohio State are both guards. Help that run game out, and you know, drafting one of them would be pretty solid, as we could get some chemistry going on with them and Taylor Decker as they played together in college. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, I hope they don't pick a guard in the 1st round again, or maybe the 4th round at the minimum. But you know, they need to focus on defense for those first 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Corners, linebackers. If they draft a corner and a linebacker in the first 2 rounds, then they can go maybe running back or O-lineman in that 2nd round. But a good tight end we can have to help back up Eric Ebron, despite him having some problems of his own. I still believe he's the best tight end we have. But a good backup I can see him having is Jake Butt from Michigan. You know what I'm saying? He's a solid tight end, and you know, it would be a great pickup for Detroit to have him. So those 2 as a good tight end duo. We can tell that's very important if you look at the New England Patriots with Martellus Bennett and Rob Gronkowski. If one falls, the other one comes up. And I believe if Eric Ebron goes down with an injury or something like that, Jake Butt will be a good replacement there. So, you know, that's that. That's with the players. Let's move on to the staff. Jim Caldwell. I know a lot of you guys don't really like Jim Caldwell, but I think he's the best option for Detroit right now. You guys, there's been some rumors. Josh McDaniels looking for a coaching job in Detroit in 2018. You know, Josh McDaniels is not a bad coach, and I feel he would be a good coach, but I want to see what Jim Caldwell would do first. Jim Caldwell, I believe, will be the guy who leads us to the Super Bowl. But if not, I could see Josh McDaniels doing it too. Either one would be a good option. But right now, I'm going to stick to Caldwell. I like Caldwell and what he's done for the team. Jim Bob Cooter, you know, a lot of you guys, and, you know, all of Detroit should like him for what he's done. He did turn around Matthew Stafford in our offense. So, you got to give him props for that. And, you know, he had some minor problems last year. I didn't like the second down running. That was a second half of the season thing, and that's where our downfall started to come a bit. Trying to run the ball on second and long when we know Matthew Stafford's not going to get a third and long situation going because the running game isn't going to get it. It never really got us that many yards after that, so it didn't really help out the situation. Terrell Austin, apparently he's a head coaching favorite for this year, going out on this offseason. Yeah, I could care less. Terrell Austin was low-key a duck. I didn't like a lot of his decisions he made this year. You know, we have such good talent, and I feel he should be responsible for a lot of the problems we had. I can't get over that one touchdown, Asa Jackson guarding Odell Beckham Jr. less than 5 yards away from the goal line. That was ridiculous. Why? The Trash Jackson got burned, and obviously he scored. That's where I just lost it right there on him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what happens. He can stay. He can go. Sorry about that. Whew. That one. Yeah, I don't care about him. But Rod Wood and Bob Quinn, man, they are leading Detroit in a good direction. I will believe what they do is correct, as they have done a pretty damn good job so far in their first year leading this team. You know what I'm saying? So they've done a good job. I like what they've done, and I think they will keep on leading us in a good direction. I'm gonna pray that it happens. You know what I'm saying? And I believe they're inching us closer to a Super Bowl appearance, and they're doing a good rebuild. I like how they're doing it, while keeping the team solid, not tanking. But they're getting the job done wherever they can get it. Doing the best they can. And it is what it is, you know. But this comes down to the end of the video and the obvious question. When will the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl? I'm going to give you my analysis opinion, as obviously I am an expert. That's just a joke. But I believe 5 years. At least, well, no, not at least, in the most, before or in 5 years, the Detroit Lions will win a Super Bowl. The way how far they are in the rebuilding process, I believe they will. You know, they've gotten pretty far, and they're a good team. You know, like I said, coming together. If they keep this team together, you know, and build it off through drafting, I believe it'll be good. Free agency, well, they're going to have to go and see what's good with that this year. Maybe pick up a big name, but it is what it is. So we'll have to see how it goes. And that's it for today, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all next time.